A warning before you listen.
What you are about to hear is not meant for children, nor for the faint of heart. This is an unfiltered retelling of ancient myths, told as they were born, raw, violent, unsoftened. Expect scenes of brutality, curses that linger, betrayals that reshape fate, and a hunger for power that shows no mercy. These myths were never meant to lull children to sleep. They were forged in blood, shadow, and fire. So ask yourself, are you ready to hear them as they were first told? Sources and references can be found in the episode description. Chapter 6. From the Chaos Epic. Gaia and Uranus, from chaos to tyranny. The Sickle. When the goddess severed the sky. There comes a point when patience is no longer a virtue, a line where a mother sheds the illusion of mercy, abandons the dream of protection, and begins to dig, not into the earth, but into herself. Gaia had reached that line. Nights of celestial violation, bodies born and buried within her without light, contractions not from pleasure, but from fury, from pressure, from the burning need to scream. The sky thought it had locked down a body, but it never understood. The quietest bodies are the ones that cook vengeance the slowest. Gaia no longer prayed. She no longer begged. She began to sharpen her thoughts. Her femininity turned to metal. She stopped waiting. She started forging. With her nails, her saliva, the skin that peeled from her in nightly resistance, she gathered the scraps of humiliation and melted them in her heart. Every tremor in her womb was a hammer, every stifled cry an anvil, every unwanted touch a spark. She shaped a weapon, not to cut, but to sever, to end the act at its root, to make the sky forget how to descend. The sickle was not forged from iron or flame, but from unheard moments, from groans that slept in her ribs, from unborn dreams, refused like fetuses too dangerous to live. She made the sickle, and it was ready, but she didn't wield it. Because the one who creates the weapon does not raise it, she passes it on to the one bold enough to do what no hand had done, to stop the cruel descent from above. A scream rose from her, inaudible to the world, and she opened her womb. Not to birth, but to choose. She called out to them, her sons, buried deep, entombed in darkness. Only they heard her. Because when a mother's soul breaks, her cry strikes bone, not ears. The deep shuddered, the air thickened, but they hesitated. The titans, the one-eyed giants, the hundred-handed beasts, all stepped back. None answered. Except Cronus. He wasn't the strongest, nor the most beautiful, but he was the boldest, bold enough to dream, too cunning to ask, too impatient to wait. There was hunger in his eyes, not the hunger of a child, but of something that wanted to bite into the universe, to drink the blood of power from the sky's throat. Gaia looked at him and saw the reflection of a father unforgiven, saw a future twice cursed. And still, she gave him the sickle. He took it, as if gripping the naked shame of a god, and slipped away. That evening, as Uranus descended once again, draping himself over Earth like a plague, he did not know that beneath him, hell was waiting. Cronus did not rise to fight. He crept, like betrayal slips in when no one's watching, and as the sky pressed upon the earth, Gaia did not scream, she did not cry. She opened her thighs and pushed the sun forward in a way she never had before, and in a moment that made no sound, the sickle rose. It struck, not at the heart, not at the throat, but at the root of manhood, at the symbol of dominion, at the organ that had enforced his reign. It was severed, the sky cracked, The cosmos gasped. The fibers of the universe trembled like the flesh of a woman touched by true desire, except this was no touch. It was a slaughter. Blood fell. But it wasn't blood. It was a curse made liquid, a scream spelled in fluid, a substance that would not wash away, would not dry, would never be forgotten. Gaia did not laugh. She did not weep. She simply watched the sky writhe and whispered within, "Finally, I can breathe." The sky did not fall. It bled. Its fangs were torn out, and the sickle was never washed. It kept the echo of the first feminine revenge against the body that believed sitting on a throne meant it had the right to descend whenever it pleased. But every descent awakens a hand, and every hand has its day to cut, and what no one knew was this, that blood will not spill in vain. This chapter of the epic has come to an end, but remember, what you've just heard is not a record of facts, but the echo of a myth, a story born from the imagination of the ancients, etched into the long memory of humankind. If this tale stirred something in you, if it opened a door to reflection or wonder, don't forget to support the channel and share the journey with those you love. And in the comments, tell us which moment in this chapter struck you the most and why. We'll meet again in the next chapter of this audio odyssey through time. Until then, farewell.